My property taxes will be higher because it'll show that it sold for 135 and it's way above what other homes in that neighborhood were selling for. But here's the secret sauce or the recipe. I get to control the terms.
You're listening to 5 Hour Real Estate Week, where you'll learn to consistently buy real estate in only 5 hours a week. So if you're ready to invest in real estate, achieve financial freedom, and own the lifestyle you deserve, even with your job, this is the show for you. Now, here's your host, Mike Butler.
Now it's time to have some fun. Mike Butler here, and today's topic is price. Sale price does not always make killer deals. Okay, you're going to be blown away by this one here, and I've got an excellent case study to share with you about this. So, for starters, let's get into what I'll call the caveman investor buying blueprint. So the way that works, the caveman blueprint, is you find a property, negotiate a great price, then you find your funding. It's either your cash or you borrow cash, and then you buy it, and this allows you to label yourself a cash buyer. Well, everybody and their brother can do that, okay? That's not being a wizard or being a super-duper sharp investor. Now, let me share with you a real true case study of mine of a property I still have as a rental today. And this is how this is going to clearly show you how price does not always make a killer deal. So using my system, I had a motivated seller go to my website and fill out the form they wanted to sell their home. And so I make an appointment with them. I do my homework sitting at my desk and using my fingers on my computer. And I call them up on the phone and wow, sounds like it's in an area that I love. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath brick ranch, and it has a big deck out back. It's in a subdivision, cookie cutter subdivision, 1-story home on a crawl space. And I like that. That's the ones that I like. So anyway, I make an appointment, and I go over there, and I see Ralph and Ethel, okay? And I like to use good old Kentucky names, Kilroy McCracken or something like that when we do these little one-sided role-playing adventures. So I go out, and I check out around the outside of the house. I check the inside of the house, and I got my little mini pitch card with me, and I'm jotting down my notes on what it needs and this and that. And so the way I do it, I tell Henry and Ethel, I said, well, tell you what, you got any questions for me? Because I've scribbled down some things here. I'm going to go to my office. It's sitting right there in your driveway, and I'm going to see what I can come up with for you. Okay? So, but before I did that, he was stuck on, Henry kept saying, I ain't taking a penny less than $120,000. And he was adamant about it. I mean, he just was not going to budge. And I couldn't figure it out. And so I asked him, I said, Henry, why are you stuck on $120,000? He says, Mike, I'm glad you asked. He says, come here. So we were like standing between the kitchen and the living room. He walked over to the living room, the front door of his home, and he opened up the front door and he pointed to the house across the street, one house over across the street. He said, see that house over there? I said, yeah. I said, well, that's my buddy Steve and his wife, and they got a 3-bedroom, 2-bath brick ranch, just like mine, but they have a carport, and I have a 2.5-car garage. And they sold their home for $105,000. He says, I promised them I could sell my home for $120,000 all day long. So what this opened my eyes to, had I not asked that question, I wouldn't have known. And so sometimes you might need to ask that question, why are you stuck on that price? Well, they might be in a pissing contest. Obviously, this fella was in a pissing contest with his neighbor across the street. They were both going to move to a new subdivision together. So it might be some kind of contest or double dog dare you or whatever it is with either people at church or work or whatever, or family members. So who knows? So I said, okay, so you got to have $120,000. I said, okay, well, I'll tell you what, Henry, what if I give you need the sale price to see $120,000? He says, yes. I said, tell you what, What if I give you $135,000 for your home here? Would that make you happy? Oh my gosh, I'd be doing the Toyota happy dance. Because now he can go, nah, 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 and now he can rub it in his neighbor's face. And he can one-up him like people do in golf. And what's competition? Okay, that's what it boils down to. But I found out why he was stuck on $120,000. Okay, so now here's where price does not always make killer deals. So I'm going to share with you and tell you something that's pretty daggone extreme to get the message that is the method to my madness here. So as long as we have a closing where the sale price is $135,000, Henry and Ethel will be happy, right? Yeah, my property taxes will be higher because it'll show that it sold for $135,000 and it's way above what other homes in that neighborhood were selling for. Okay. But here's the secret sauce or the recipe. I get to control the terms. So let's make this crazy insane. What if I give Henry $1 a year until it's paid for? Could the sale price be $135,000? And it's $15,000 over and above what he said he could get for his compared to his neighbor's house? Yeah. Would you do that deal? I'd do it all day long, but guess what? It's going to have to be a rental the entire time. So I'd pay him $1 a year until it's paid for. Now, the reality that I'm trying to share with you, this did not really happen with those kind of terms. The part that was reality was Henry and Ethel saying they're stuck on $120,000 no matter what because of that contest that they have to do better than their neighbor. That part was true, okay? And so then I structured a deal to give him and her $135,000, but I controlled the terms. It is still, I still have it today. It's a fantastic rental property, and it rents super fast, and people stay there for more than 10 years at a time. So price does not always make killer deals, especially if you get to control the terms. So I wish I could have got $1 a year until it's paid for, but that didn't happen. I don't remember the terms, but I made the terms to where whatever the market rent was minus the monthly payment to Henry, okay, that made me $400 or $500 a month. And so that worked out pretty good. So price does not always make your killer deal. So get out of that mindset, okay? So it's sort of kind of like an auto dealership or used car salesman or something like that. How many people have gone to a car dealership or a car lot and said, oh, my car blew up and I got to have something that's less than $400 a month? Well, if they know what that is, all they get to control are the terms. So sale price really doesn't matter. The interest rate might matter, but the payment does. So they can just plug in the other stuff. So if they get a low interest rate, they get a higher sale price. They got a higher interest rate, they get a not so high sale price. So that's all it is. So you figure out what they want, and then you control the other things. So price does not always make killer deals. Chew on that one, and I want to hear back from you. Okay? Adios.
Glad you joined us for another episode of 5-Hour Real Estate Week. The best thing you can do now is put this information to action. To help you get started, Mike created a free resource for you called How to Buy 50 Houses a Year, Even with Your Job. Download it now by going to mikebutler.com/50 houses. And we'll see you on the next episode.